Hey folks, this is a heater core replacement for 2000 VW Golf. Just to give you a heads up, I am not a mechanic. I have zero mechanical uh, worth at all. But I purchased my son this vehicle about 3 or 4 months ago. I'm sure the guy sold it to me knowing that the heater core was gone. There was no leaks in the carpet. The antifreeze wasn't coming out. Everything was dry, so it seemed okay. Until I tried to use the defrost a while back. Don't ask me why I have to use the defrost in California, but I had to. Fogged up the windows, took it to a buddy of mine. He told me that basically the heater core was bad. So, as you can see, there is nothing in here. We took it all out. Now, let me tell you, it looks like a lot, but it really isn't. It's more of a jigsaw puzzle than anything else. And if me and my son can do it, who just turned 16, then anybody can do it. It's basically taking it out, the dashboard, and you would think that the steering would be pretty difficult, but it wasn't. If you look up under here, right there, there's another one just like that on the other side. There's two bolts, one here and one on the other side, and they just connect right up into the frame here. You loosen those and your steering wheel just comes down, so you can move it and actually get the dashboard off. Of course, you got to take the panel off and where the radio was, which would be right here. We skipped that part because it was just too much. We didn't know what we was getting into. We didn't know how long the film was going to be. So I'm just showing you what I think is the most important if you're trying to do this, because getting the dashboard off is pretty simple, so to say. But the most important things that we found out that helped us was this bar right here. Assume it's a safety bar. It's pretty strong, durable. You can loosen that bar. There's two bolts over here and also on that side over there. They're pretty accessible once you get the dashboard off, that is. They just loosen right off. Now, this is not going to come out, but it'll give you enough room to wiggle with, okay? We took this off and this off. This has two bolts right here. You undo those. Oh, everything here, if they are, let me see if I can get a clearer picture. This kind of socket, so to say, it's not a socket, it's a star. Everything in this car, this 2000 VW Golf, it's either a T25, a T20, a T25, or a T30. Very useful. I went and got this little doohickey and this little packet right here. It all cost me like 25 bucks. So it comes in handy, I guarantee it. Anyway, back to it. This bar right here comes loose with that nut, and then these two right here. They're 1/2-inch sockets, and it comes right out the way. So the last one you would have to do would be up here. As you can see, this is that same bar. It's connected to the actual car up there. I want to say, if I remember correctly, that was a 3/8 nut. I haven't put it back in yet. It's really simple, just a wrench, simple wrench, and get to that. All right. Once you get those off, this bar, it's not going to move a lot, but it'll give you maybe about 2 or 3 inches. Okay. And then once you have that stuff off, this getting to the heater core, which is back here. I don't know if you can see, bad lighting, sorry about that. This whole black unit is the heater box. Okay. We went through the whole thing trying to figure it out, and actually it's a lot simpler than it looks. So if you just follow me right quick into the engine area, I'm gonna show you if I can. There's a couple bolts that you have to undo. So first and foremost, if you can see back here, that is the outlets of your heater core. That's the new one I put in. Okay, they come apart from these two hoses. Pretty simple. All right. Then right there, where that little compartment is. You can poke it out with your finger or a screwdriver. There's a nut back there. 10 millimeter socket will get that right off. We didn't know that. And then there's another one down at the bottom down there, right there. Same, you flip up the little housing, 10 millimeter. A little tricky to get to. Maybe some long arms and just some patience, you can get there. All right, so that's that. Then you move right over here to the other side. And this is where we got stumped at, but just figured it out after more time. So this is your air condition. This is your air condition block. No one told me about, but I figured it out. It would be like that. All right. You just unscrew it, and then, oh God, if you peel the firewall back, let me see if you can see. If you peel the firewall back with my little finger, I'm pointing to a bolt. Yeah, he's hidden. Another 10 millimeter right up under there. You can get to him. And I'm not going to be able to show you this because it's too cramped. But if you pull it up, that firewall, hold on. If you pull that same firewall back up at the top down there, God, there is another one, another 10 millimeter bolt. You can get to it right where I'm pointing my finger. I'm touching it right now, right there. Get that off with a 10 millimeter socket, and then that pretty much loosens your heater box to the car. You loosen that, then come back in, and then just do a wiggle action with the black box here. Put your seat all the way back, and that black box will turn, so you're going to have to wiggle a little bit. And mind you, we took off the vents underneath. All right. Yeah, good luck. We're going to have to try putting this back together. I took some pictures, fortunately. But you put your seat back, and then this whole black unit heater box will come down, and then you just kind of wiggle it out a little bit, slowly. Of course, you're going to have to disconnect all your wires. I just took pictures of them to remind me where they go. Then, like I said, your heater core, you're probably going to have to pull it out over this way because you don't want to take this whole black thing out. That's what we found out. The heater core, which is right up under there, you just take, it's on there by a screw, disconnect the screw, and then the whole thing slides out. Hold on one second. Okay, so that's the old heater core that we got out. You can see rust and corrosion. New one is nice and clean. Unfortunately, I already put it in. I just wanted to let you know what it looks like. Actually, so it would sit in this box basically like so, all the way up in the back there. Okay, and that's why I said you got to will this black thing, this black box out. And then basically he's going to come straight out like this. And then you put your new one in. I know that's not the best explanation, but like I said in the beginning, I'm not a mechanic. I am just doing this. The guy said it was going to cost like $600-700 for him to do. The part, that new part, was $50. So I got more time than I got money. So I did it myself, and now we'll try to put it back together. So remember, those screws on the inside of the engine, most important. That'll get this whole box out. That was our stumper. All right, I'll put it back together. Hope this was helpful. Happy heater core changing.